A Head in Time is a 3D platformer made by Gears for Breakfast and released in October 2017. But why am I playing this game now, 7 years after the release? Well, because I felt like it. I watched a let's play of A Head in Time after other DLCs were released. I even thought about how cool this game is. Some time ago I had some leftover money on my Steam account and A Head in Time was 50% off, so I thought, let's go for it. As I played the game, I again and again thought to myself how smart this game is, and I wanted to talk about this in this video. This is how A Head in Time outsmarts you. There will be spoilers for the whole game, so watch out. You are this kid on your spaceship on the way home. But a mafia guy is at the window and breaks it, which sucks all of your space station juice, the timepieces, out of the vault and litters them all over the planet. You land on it yourself, and as you walk forward you see this girl killing mafia dudes. You collect the first timepiece and think to yourself, this is a pretty cool 3D platformer with awesome visuals. But something odd still happens. You have a friend meter with the girl you just visited. You think to yourself, well, there seems to be a system to befriend characters because that happens in the tutorial, so that must be a pretty big gimmick. As you play through Mafia Town, you explore more and think, well, this is just like Super Mario Sunshine. Fixed missions with one possible timepiece to collect at the end. You can explore the rest of the stage for goodies and collectibles. And every mission is structured that way. As you play the Floor is Lava mission, you really start to appreciate how much love they put into every mission to make it as different as possible. Sometimes the weather is different and sometimes the whole stage changes. But you are still doing platforming. Eventually you get to the final boss of Mafia Town, which is in 2D, just like some parts in Mario Galaxy or Mario Odyssey. After you finish Mafia Town, A Head in Time has set up its structure and general rules for a level, and you are ready for the next big chapter. You start the Battles of the Bird chapter and you are interested how the next big world will look. But you don't get a new big world because A Head in Time has just outsmarted you. In Mafia Town it sets expectations for the rest of the game, but the rest of the game is very different from the beginning. In my opinion, Mafia Town is just there to prepare you for the rest of the game and set the basic mechanics like movement and the heads. Because the game gets a lot wackier from here. Dead Bird Studios combines the level structure of Super Mario 3D World and combines it with some good old stuff. There is also the next two one-off mechanics. The bill you get because you destroy things and the painting. You only do that once in the whole game, which is pretty cool, because things like that add a lot more programming for a very short section of the game. Your drawing gets then put on your save file. You continue with the Owl Express mission, in which the game changes once again to a detective stealth game. The last train mission is more grounded again. It's a very linear level, but timed with some cinematic stuff in it. The penguin side of things is also very varied. In the first mission, you become a diva via taking pictures and doing little missions, and in the second one, it's a survival game because you have to run from the Shadow Mario type musicians and not get hurt. Through all that, you collect points to decide which director wins the new film award, which is another new thing. So Ahead in Time establishes its structure in Mafia Town and throws all of that out of the window to do something very different instead. Please tell me another game which does this. But this isn't the best part. After you finish all 4 missions, the final boss unlocks, but you just get another timepiece. After that, you might think, if I let the other bird win, I get another timepiece. So you may leave to come back later. Or you do what I did and immediately go back into the chapter to see if something changes. But nothing changes. As you want to leave the room, you get this call from this old phone, which tells you to go back to the first mission. As you do that, the difference is immediately clear. You do the mission the same as before, just without the stealth, to get to an elevator which takes you deep underground, where you find an old facility. You defeat the boss and the chapter ends. I hope you understand what I mean by how Ahead in Time outsmarts you. It constantly leads you in the wrong directions because you think this is just another 3D platform. Someone which doesn't play a lot of games might not see this as something special and just thinks every game is like this. But if they play another game, they learn that that isn't the case. Most games establish a gameplay loop and run with it for the whole game. So if you look at those games in comparison, they just seem boring compared to Ahead in Time. Obviously this isn't the case because we still love Super Mario 64, for example, even if the whole game is basically the same. You jump and dive until you reach the star. In every level there are 7 stars, 1 coin star and 1 100 coin star. You won't find this in Ahead in Time. But enough yapping, we still have to talk about the rest of the game. This chapter is more calm again, but it still breaks some rules. For example, there are 2 boss fights now. The whole gimmick of this chapter is that you have to find the missions and sign a contract. If you don't find new missions, you can't get new timepieces. Sadly, it isn't used to its fullest potential, because the missions are just kinda lying around and not in any special places. But the missions you do are still pretty varied and differ from the basic movement. In Battle of the Birds you basically did different things but with the same movement as in Mafia Town. In Subcon Forest you get different movement abilities based on the mission you do. You get a scooter to deliver mail by throwing the letters and packages. In Vanessa's Manor you lose most abilities and have to hide and crawl on the tables. So yes, Subcon Forest continues to outsmart you, but it's way less over the top than Battle of the Birds. This is the last main chapter and it starts with a bang. You get this opening level in which you just platform to get to the large open world, the Alpine Skyline. So Ahead in Time changes its whole personality again from a Mario Sunshine approach to a Mario Odyssey approach. I think this level did its introductory very well and it's a pretty cool level to explore. Sadly, it isn't the open world I was looking for because it's basically just linear levels in one big place. I think this level had a great idea but it's executed wrong. Look at levels from Mario Odyssey. They are intertwined or just one big play space. not just a hub which branches off in every direction. This isn't really a new chapter, this is just the final level. It's a gauntlet similar to Mario Sunshine's final level or the Moon Cave in Mario Odyssey. It's definitely fun, but nothing too special. Now it's the DLC's turn, so let's see how well it will hold up against the very well done main game. Seal the Deal starts with the intro mission, which is very long. It's basically one big level which takes place on a very big cruise ship, and I really like this first mission. In the beginning you follow a straight path, and once the ship sails off, you have to collect 11 timepiece fragments in every room. This is my favorite mission of all the DLCs because I just like the idea of you being on a big cruise ship. Like, in which game are you on a big cruise ship you can fully explore? That idea for a level is just too cool. The first mission is also really fun. Some fragments are just lying around in the open, and some require you to deliver some drinks or play in the casino. The interactability is just a great touch, and it's again different from anything else in the game. The second mission requires you to do many jobs on the ship without taking too long. This mission is once again a cool idea, but it doesn't play well. The ship is just very complicated to navigate, and some assignments require you to carry one thing from one side of the ship to the other. The mission is also way too long, and it's just very annoying. For me, this is definitely the worst mission in the whole game. The last mission would be cool again, but it's dragged down by the second one because you basically have to carry stuff around again. But this time it's way easier to navigate, and the setting is also really cool. It's basically Titanic, but you crash the ship yourself. It's also funny that I watched Titanic on the same day coincidentally. So Seal the Deal is a fun addition with two very good but also one very bad mission. Overall, it surprised me once again, and it broke rules and introduced stuff again, which is crazy. So much unique stuff for 3 missions. Let's see how Yakuza Metro holds up. This is the last DLC, and with that the last chapter in Ahead in Time. Let's see how it ends. Yakuza's aesthetics, 10 out of 10. Yakuza's gameplay, 10 out of 10. Yakuza's uniqueness, 10 out of 10. It's basically an Alpine Skyline once again. It begins with how you get to the main station with some very cinematic stuff. Once you are there, you go in all different directions to get timepieces. But the metro also introduces so many new things. There are stickers, shops for food, shops for clothes, a new weapon to obtain, new enemies, and new mechanics. Sadly, it has the same problem as Alpine Skyline in that it isn't really open world, because you just go in every direction to get a timepiece, and the main station is basically the crossroad once again. Sadly, you also have less freedom because you have to get the metro passes to get to new areas. Collecting timepieces is fine, but finding treasures and stickers is a huge pain in the ass. But it's a deserved end, which is cool to play, especially for the things you can buy in the shops. Ahead in Time is a game which outsmarts you in every new chapter. Every mission is unique and there are so many one-off mechanics which are just great to play. And if you don't like one chapter, you are in luck because every single one is just so different. Huge props to the developers for making not just a standard 3D platformer, but something truly special and memorable. Big thank you from my end. Hope we see more games like this in the future. If you want to play a new platformer right now, you might want to check out Sky Scratcher. It's my free game available on itch.io, in which you explore a big and detailed mountain as Pablo. It's a bit of a rage game with a secret backstory and awesome places to explore. Link in the description. Have a great day and bye bye.